Today in our 2018 Chevrolet Colorado, we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install the Roadmaster 7-wire to 6-wire Flexo-Coil kit, part number RM-146-7.
We have our cable routed along our tow bar here, but as you can see, the coiledness of it is going to keep it nice and taut, so we're not going to have to worry about it dragging the ground. But it is extendable up to past 8 feet, so we're going to have plenty of room to make our connections.
So we'll take the dust cover off the back. We're going to slide the wires through it. Let's go ahead and push it back so we have plenty of room to work with. Now if we look at the back of our plug here, each one of these terminals is going to be labeled. If you look really close, if we follow starting from the top, it's going to be labeled TM. That's going to be your trailer marker or your tail light circuit. If we move going counterclockwise, the next one's going to be labeled GD for ground, LT for left turn, RT for right turn, and then the two left over, you're going to have an S, and then the center one is going to be labeled A. Typically, the center one is going to be your auxiliary power circuit, and the S is going to be for your brakes, your trailer brakes. However, we're only going to be using the 4 since we have a 4-pole flat trailer connector. So we're going to need to separate each one of these wires just enough so that we have room to work with. So we'll take a pair of cutters, and we're going to go right in between each one of the wires. You want to be careful not to damage the wire itself and pull them apart. Strip back a little bit of insulation off of each one of the wires. We can grab our plug. We're going to grab a screwdriver. Works well if you have a small Phillips screwdriver, and we're going to loosen up one of the terminals. So we're starting on the top, so we're going to take our brown wire, since that's our taillight circuit. We're going to slide the bare wire into the terminal, that we don't have to worry about any kind of connection issues, and we know we have a solid connection. And we'll tighten up the set screw. Make sure the wire's securely in there. And then we're just going to work our way around until we have all the wires in the appropriate terminals. So loosen up our ground one. It's going to be our white wire. And then we'll just repeat the same thing, tightening it down and working our way across. With all the wires attached, I'm going to take a little bit of dielectric grease and I'm just going to kind of fill this entire cavity up. That's going to help prevent any kind of moisture from getting inside and hopefully prevent any kind of corrosion from building up. Now if you need some dielectric grease, you can pick some up here at Etrailer.com. So we'll take our dust cover, slide it back over the back of our connector, and then to help keep it in place and also again help keep out some of that moisture, I'm just going to wrap that entire dust cover and a little bit of the wire here and some electrical tape. It'll help hold everything in place, keep all that debris from getting inside, and also kind of hide those wires a little bit instead of having those bright colored wires in the front of our truck. So we can take our plug, we're going to push it through the bracket, and then in our kit they're going to provide us with some screws and lock nuts. So we'll just come line up the holes in our socket, going through the front. We're going to take our lock nut, and for now just loosely put it on hand tight so we can get both of them in. So now I'm going to take a 3/8 wrench. I'm going to hold the nut on the back side while I tighten up that screw. So now with the plug mounted, we can go ahead and put our fascia back in place. So with our fascia all the way on, so now we can take our cord and we'll plug it in to our socket on the truck. You want to make sure you get it all the way in so that it's not going to come out. And we're going to hook it up to our tester so we can make sure that our lights are working properly. So if I turn on my tester to simulate the lights on my motorhome, we can see that my taillights are going to come on, as well as my left turn signal, my brake lights, and my right turn signal.
And even though we didn't mess with our factory wiring or the lights themselves, we can see that our lights are going to work normally when we're driving our truck around and we're not hooked up.
That'll finish up your look at the Roadmaster 7-wire to 6-wire Flexo-Coil kit, part number RM-146-7 on our 2018 Chevrolet Colorado.